Welcome back to the Worthless Mutts. Once again, we're back, shine the light on the worthless mutts and on the dog culture and the media and the dog industry, which hides or supports or promotes information regarding the dog. This is part 2 of Pitbulls Don't Give a Shit, of me to shine the light on this dog culture. And as I'm going, I'm also learning some new things, some things I already know before regarding the Pitbull. So today in this video specifically is going to be just about the Pitbull. However, at the end, I have a video that is more generally based on the dog. So we're gonna get started. First thing we're gonna do, I am going to play you a video on cognitive dissonance. This again is something I feel that generally speaking dog lovers go through, but especially pit bull lovers go through, where they have a hard time admitting the facts. They have a hard time just accepting the facts. So we're going to play a video, just a couple minutes of it, and I'm going to continue on with of me shining the light on this pitbull culture. One second.
Group's inner conflict. He called it cognitive dissonance, and it's now a huge area of research. You have probably even experienced it before. But cognitive dissonance isn't always a bad thing. In fact, it can be a major way we grow, at least if you know how to spot it. Cognitive dissonance is a state of uneasiness that happens when you have inconsistent beliefs or behaviors. You may have felt it when you learned new information about the world that contradicted something you'd believed for a long time, or maybe you learned something about your behavior that conflicted with your sense of self. For example, someone might experience cognitive dissonance if they believe they're not a prejudiced person, but after a psychological test, they realize they have a lot of implicit biases. This discomfort can come up in all kinds of scenarios, though, and we can even see it in the brain, notably in the region that monitors errors in your thoughts and actions, the one involved in rationalizing and cognitive control, and one likely involved in emotions, especially anger and disgust. Of course, knowing how our brains respond to this stress doesn't make these feelings any easier, and it also doesn't make it easier to admit we're wrong. Instead, how hard it is to change your mind about something depends on what psychologists call your resistance to change. And that trait depends on a few factors, such as how much you identify with your belief, how much satisfaction you get from your behavior, and how much pain or loss you'd have to endure to change those things. For example, let's say you see yourself.
So there you have it. And this is a, prime example of what pitbull, specifically the pitbull lovers go through. The stats and facts are there, the experiences are there, you have testimonies are there, but they ignore it. They ignore it and they disagree, and they pretend as if these dogs are harmless. They pretend that they're harmless and thinking training is the way to do it. But in the end, these dogs always find a way to prove that they are an aggressive, dangerous killers of a breed, aka the demon breed is what I like to call them. So I wanted to know, with even where I live, there's been a surge of pit bulls in my area. I've counted maybe 5 or maybe 6, it's probably more, in my area and just recently. And I want to know, which dog breed is the most popular. And my theory is it's probably going to be the pit bull, since I've seen a surge of them, not just in my area, but in other areas around me as well. So the most popular dog breeds ranking is the Labrador Retriever, and the let's see, I cannot see him. Yeah, I can't see them. Yeah, I know they probably go by other names. I'm used to calling them a Pitbull, or maybe this is it. Oh, okay. So see, this is it. Because again, I know they have specific names, but I know them as Pitbulls. Sometimes there's Terrier. Yep, so here it is. The ugly demon breed, and there it is again. So, and they're ranked 81 and 80, 82 as well. 81 and 82. I'm just curious, what is the Rat Terrier? What is the Rat Terrier? Rat Terrier. Let's see. Ugh. All right. So again, I'm used to calling them Pit Bulls or Terriers, and they'll probably go by other various names just to cover it up. So based in 2020, they are ranked 81 and 82 as the most popular dog. However, they're not quite in the bottom. I would say they're in the middle. However, just being 81 and 82, they commit the most attacks and deaths out of any dog on this list. And I'm not defending these other dogs. I'm not defending them. I'm willing to say some of these dogs are probably the more chilled, more safer than a pit bull or a terrier, whatever they're called. But at the same time, I'm not going to diminish how dogs, again, are worthless. So there you have it. Pit bulls are ranked 81 and 82 most popular dogs. And however, at the same time, they commit the most attacks. And they put their temperament. Well, they're good at hiding things. Like, they're good. Like, these dog lovers, they are good. Their temperament is clever, brave, and tenacious. How about aggressive? How about dangerous? They don't put those. Maybe brave, because they will attack anything. They will attack anything, from buffalo, from tigers. They don't care. Children. Pit bulls don't have a limit of who they attack. They don't, like I said, pit bulls don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. And it's too bad they live. I'm not sure about the dog years, how that goes, but too bad they live quite long years. I wish they just never existed. And we have this, another pit crap who's confident, because they're confident. They're confident enough to attack anything. Again, like I said, they don't give a shit. They'll attack anything for no reason whatsoever. So yeah, this is just another dog nutter site willing to, again, like I said, they promote and support these worthless mutts like this, and they will hide information. They will praise and worship it. But in reality, they are killers. They are killers. All right, moving on. So this is something I found on Reddit on banned Pitbulls, and it's basically comparing, Pitbull lover violence to domestic violence. And again, like, I'm always thinking about things, and then as soon as I'm thinking about it, I see it on a board. So it's like they're reading my mind, and it says for domestic violence, it's people who are being abused, they'll say it's not their fault. They had a bad childhood. They'll create excuses like they apologize. I still love them. We had great time. And the same thing for the pitbull. The pitbull attacks something or attacks the owner. They're gonna blame themselves. They're gonna blame the victim. They're gonna think they got them mad. So again, it's like I said. This is it's a mental thing. Like, this pitbull loving is a mental thing, and it's a very mentally abusive thing. Done to yourself, but you can't just blame one person for it, because again, I also think the media and the dog industry, the pitbull industry, are also to blame for supporting these things. And they know that people are dumb. They know a lot of the pit nutters are stupid, and they're gonna get these worthless dogs, and dogs gonna attack, and they're gonna create excuses for them. Just like, let's say you're in an abusive relationship, you're gonna create excuses for them, and it's unhealthy. Both of them are unhealthy and unproductive, and usually, sometimes, unfortunately, someone has to die because of it. And that's just the fact. You trust a pitbull too much, the pitbull will kill you. You trust an abusive partner too much, they may kill you. But we live in a world full of dummies, especially those pit nutters who think they know more than the facts. And when they try hard to, prove a point, they only make themselves look worser than they already are. All right. So as I was looking through the previous part one, I was reading through things, and we're talking about how there's a lot of pitbulls in shelters. So I thought to do a search and ask, why are there a lot of pitbulls in shelters? And there's a lot of sources, and I'm not going to go through all of them, but I found one, and then I'm going to go through. I'm pretty sure they're all going to create excuses like this one, and the reason is so it's so silly. Again, these pit nutters, man, they're slick. They think they're slick. They think they're slick. I mean, they can fool a lot of the other foolish people that are willing to get these dogs, but they're not going to fool me. And it says part of the reason those dogs stay in shelter for so long is because many apartment complexes or landlords don't allow the breed, which, of course, yeah, that is probably is a valid reason. But I think, again, it goes by with aggression. These ignorant pit nutters get the dog, and then they realize that this dog is uncontrollable. They realize they can't control the dog. And this kind of goes back to why people get dogs again. They get it to enslave. They get a dog to control. And they get a pit bull and they realize they can't control it. They get a trainer, they still can't control it. They try to play the win-win strategy and they still can't control it. The lose-win, and they can't control it. So best thing to do is give it away. Alright, continue. It says definitely makes it tougher to adopt the inferior mixed breeds because when we do have potential adopters coming in interested in adopting them, oftentimes their apartment places they're renting will allow. So they're saying people are buying dogs before they move, like as they're like in the transition of moving, Because usually when people have, pit bulls, it's usually when they're already living in a place. It's not as if they're going to get a pit, they're moving and they have to get rid of it. It doesn't make any sense. So again, they're just adding these things just to save the pit bull. That's because those dogs have a stigma associated with them, since historically they've been bred for fighting or other aggressive activities. Again, this is BS. Yeah, they always resort to this. Of course, these dogs were made for fighting, yes, but they use it as like man, made them to fight, as if man created them, solely for that purpose. And I think these dogs, by nature, were always like this from the beginning of time. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's okay, let's say you have a pit bull and it's it grew up in a intelligent, in a good, caring household with, again, intelligent trainers, and somehow they breed it, and then that pit bull has puppies or whatever, another pit bull, brings out another more pit bulls in the world, and then that pit bull attacks somehow. They're somehow going to, again, link it back to, use the excuse and blame, history for the behavior of the dog, if that makes sense. I'm trying to say, like, they take care of a dog very well, and then the dog, breeds out his own puppies, and this dog before didn't attack anyone, and then the new dog suddenly attacks. Automatically, they're going to blame it on history, and I hope this analogy makes sense. So again, you have danger, you have one worthless mutt, and then their pit bull. And again, this is how all these attacks probably happen most of the time. Child is laying there, dog is laying there. Next thing you know, the dog snaps for no reason, attacks the child, as the parent or whoever's taking the picture, and then the parent is probably going to say, I left the room for a second. And again, these dog nuts, pit bull lovers, they're very manipulative. They're liars. They're frauds, And if you keep trusting them, you're going to get bitten. Like, this is unsafe. She's in between two of them. And if she decides to roll over, touch the tail, or do something, whatever, or sneeze or laugh, this thing possibly would snap and attack this maybe not even 1 year old yet child, just like that. So again, they just create excuses. So the reason here is just because they're moving to a different apartment. Alright, I'm going to check one more to see if there's another valid reason for that. For why are shelters packed with these sweet, loving, brave pit bulls? Why are there so many pit bulls in the shelter? And this nutter carries his pit bull like it's a child. Man, all you have to do is pass the thing, and that thing is going to attack you for no reason. Look at this. Look at this. All right, so yeah. So the reason is this is obviously a big question, and one with a lot of components. But as far as I can tell, there are two primary reasons for pit bull intake in shelters being as high as it is. One, overpopulation, whether it's backyard breeding or the casual breeding or just plain breeding. There's way too much breeding of pit bulls going on. It doesn't help that pit bulls tend to have largish litters anywhere from 6 to 12. So these ugly things bring 6 to 12 of these other ugly things into this world. Sometimes it's more and sometimes it's less. The second reason, breed-specific legislation, pitbull prejudice. I returned previously to challenge associated with the pitbull. Mainly, I was talking about the shelter problem, as I previously indicated the BSL prejudice, which can make it extremely difficult for families to take in and sometimes keep pitbulls. So one other reason is overpopulation because of breeding, backyard breeding. And then I guess there's prejudiceness. So I'm guessing this third paragraph is probably talking about the reputation of the pitbull, the aggressive reputation of the pitbull, but they said it in such a hidden way. They said it in such a hidden way because they again, this is another dog website where their duty is to protect these dogs no matter what. So again, there are 3 reasons why these pit bulls overtake shelters. One was apartments don't allow it. Second one is backyard breeding. And the third is theorizing it's most likely due to the reputation of the dog, which would make sense. And all 3, I guess, do make sense. Why people continue to breed these nasty, ugly-looking things, I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, why would an intelligent, sane person go out and want to get these ugly, nasty, dangerous things? Like, some of them look like they're just premature. Like, they came out way too quickly, like this one. Like, they're so ugly. Like, they look like half... I don't want to say pigs because that'll be offensive to pigs, but they're just hideous, man. They're hideous. So yeah. So leave. Oh, it's actually that's all I had to do. Okay. So yeah, I guess that's all I had to say regarding the pit bull, and I learned a few things. And I learned and I reinforced that these pit bull nutters, these pit bull advocates, even the dog lovers, they're liars. They're manipulative and they're deceptive. The stats say, and the facts say, experiences say, testimonies say that these dogs are dangerous. There are even some dog lovers that admit that these dogs are dangerous. Some former pit nutters will say these dogs are dangerous. But yet, we still have a lot of people that are suffering. Like they're suffering mentally. And they don't want to choose the productive path or the productive choices. They don't realize they're suffering from cognitive dissonance, and even if they do, they'll deny it because, again, they enjoy living in an illusion because that illusion makes them feel good because they know that reality hurts. Reality is crap. And they think, they can replace it using these, worthless pit bulls, That's what they think they can do. But the facts are out there. And again, just because one of you has or had or have many good, sweet pit bulls doesn't dismiss the so many that have attacked. So again, it's like, they use these excuses. The pit bull nutters use these excuses. But remember, the Labrador Retriever is the most popular dog in the US. But yet, okay, let's say half of those that own a Labrador Retriever, are bad owners. We don't really hear much about the Labrador Retriever attacking people. It's always the Pitbull nutter. And let's say half of those Pitbull trainers are actually intelligent. Still, like why do you dismiss the facts though? Like why I don't get it. Like I don't get this dog culture, this Pitbull culture. It makes no sense, and as I'm trying to explain it doesn't make any more sense either, because I'm just rambling, because this whole Pitbull culture, dog culture, makes no sense. Last video, it's non-Pitbull related. It's just how dogs are, they're protected. They're like 99% protected. No matter what, whether it's your dog or not, they are protected. So this guy, went to go scare his worthless mutt with fireworks, and then he was fined $500 for doing so. So we're gonna watch this video.
Pleaded no contest. Channel 2's Baron Peterson is live. Dog with fireworks. Cutting the punishment for an Atlanta man who frightened his dog with fireworks. This video went viral and it led to animal abuse charges today. The court fined him after he pleaded no contest. Channel 2's Baron Peterson is live in downtown Atlanta where activists staged a demonstration. Baron.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Yeah, they say that video and the hundreds of complaints to animal control made all the difference to get this case here in front of a judge.
These animal rights activists demonstrating in front of Fulton County Magistrate Court say they're grateful this video went viral.
Ended up on Facebook, and it was great because everybody saw it, and now we can protest against this.
In court Tuesday, Atlanta resident William Scafidi pleaded no contest to animal abuse charges and was fined $500 for what he did on the 4th of July. Scafidi himself posted this video that shows him lighting fireworks on his front porch, running for cover inside his house while leaving his dog behind. Shortly after the video was splashed all over the internet, he explained to Channel 2.
It wasn't even a prank. It wasn't a prank. It wasn't like a lot of people say, oh, you put the plants there to have the dog. That's ridiculous. I didn't even know the dog was there.
Scafidi had nothing to say in court as his lawyer negotiated the
Such
plea
a
deal.
liar.
Demonstrators say they're glad Scafidi's Facebook post was discovered and brought to the attention of animal control.
I think the video is very clear, and if people watch it, it's clear that he knew the dog was there. You can see him looking at the dog before he sets it. You can hear laughter in the background. He clearly thought this was a funny trick. It's not funny.
Scafidi quietly admitted he was
So yeah, there's a lot of things I can say. There's a lot of things wrong with this. Another thing, these dog lovers again, they're the ones putting themselves out there. They're the ones shaming their own selves. They always want to put their stupid pictures, videos of their dogs out. And sometimes like this, it backfires. And I don't understand, like, what do they get from posting stupid dog pictures just to get, like, I don't get it. It's so immature in my opinion. As well as you see how quick these dog lovers are to protecting this dog. Look how quick they are. They've seen a video and they're quick to go snitch on the guy. They can't just mind their own business because, again, it's these dog lovers. They have like this intimate, special relationship with dogs. And if this was a child, they probably wouldn't have cared. They probably wouldn't have cared at all. And then animal lovers, animal activists, I can respect the activists in terms of, respecting animals, but some of them I think are just, one of those annoying animal lovers that just can't keep to themselves without having an animal in their hands. And lastly, The guy is an obvious liar. Again, these dog lovers are liars. You can tell that he saw his worthless mutt there. You can't tell me you didn't see your worthless mutt. You clearly saw it there. And he says he didn't even see it. Come on. Like, why? These dog lovers think they're slick, but they are not going to fool me at all. Man, at least you should have admitted it and say it was just a joke against the dog. Just admit it. Admit that you saw the dog and you're making a joke. Don't just lie and prance around it. This is the mentality of the dog culture. Full of liars. Full of being mischievous. Full of manipulation. But since I was a child, they've never fooled me once with these worthless mutts. And again, look how quick they were to jump on this. Look how quick they were to jump on this just to protect a worthless mutt. If it was a child, they probably wouldn't have said anything, would have ignored it. But since it's a dog, they're quick to jump on. Just because it's a dog, you know, an unnatural creature, an abomination that doesn't give a shit about anything but itself. And it's only in that house because, again, it's getting food, it has shelter. So why wouldn't it listen? Like, why wouldn't it be loyal? Why wouldn't it want to lick your face? So that's basically all I have for part 2 of Pitbulls Don't Give a Shit. Hope you learned something or relearned something. And if you're a pit nutter, I hope you learned something as well, so you can change, so you can get rid of your worthless mutt known as the pitbull. And that would be a step forward in saving this society of foolishness. Because if the pit bulls can go away, then we can slowly eliminate dog after dog. So it'll be the pit bull, Rottweiler next, German Shepherd, and the list goes on, one by one, eliminating them on the face of the earth. Because again, we don't need pit bulls. Like, what is the point of pit bulls? What is the point of a dog anyways? They do absolutely nothing. They do nothing at all but just sit there, eat, shit, and that's it. So yeah, I'm going to stop it here. From now, I will most likely be back on Friday. Friday is going to be a more Reddit day. I'm probably going to continue this Pitbull thing. More so just going to be strictly Reddit. So thank you for watching and joining me. And hope you learned something. And remember, it is okay to hate dogs.